escape from the team, called the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
Final.
All right, and a pleasant good morning to you here from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Saturday, December the 7th. We've got big-time college football matchups today, conference championship games, plus NBA, NHL, college basketball. Getting ready for a great sports weekend. And of course, tonight we've got UFC 310 right here from the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas. We'll have our companion coverage tonight with the guys at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific with UFC 310 at a main event here this week. Flyweights, Pantoja and Asakura, and a great co-main event as well here tonight. We get ready for the action with the guys. Make sure you join them here on the Sports Money Network tonight. And we'll have UFC. I've got my package out for UFC 310, my full card predictions on my Winnable account. I'll let you know how you can get those in just a few moments. But we also have some coverage for you guys here on the channel if you're getting ready for UFC 310. First Strike is available here under our videos here this week. The guys have their top plays for the card tonight. I'm talking Jeff. I'm talking My Name is Sub. I'm talking Mike EM. I'm talking Fanatical Jim as well. And they've got their plays. And I also have my UFC preview out with my man, VB, over on VB MMA Picks with Ramon Scott. So you could pick up a few more tips for tonight's fight card in Las Vegas. It's a featured attraction here tonight on the Sports Money Network. I'll be here for the next 2.5 hours, I suppose, trying to get through all these games. We're going to preview all the football games, and we'll touch on some college basketball, probably major conference matchups here today. How did you do last night? I struck out yesterday. Couldn't find the winning hand yesterday. Basically finished a game under even in every sport, it felt like, with those college football games as well last night. Hopefully you guys had them here, but I really couldn't find many winners in college football. We had the under in the UNLV Boise game as a premium. It was our winner here last night. But I was looking to go under, and it was a big time for the overs. Where's Jover? Overs come through in those other two games, and, well, the favorites had a pretty good time of it. Army, of course, did roll. They were a dog, but they were playing at home. There's steam rolling in as well. So we'll get you caught up on a few plays here to get the show started. And hopefully you're ready to go. I'm hopefully ready to go too. Watching some soccer action. We'll see if we can get these games off in the EPL today. We know some of the areas are being whipped by the wind of that treacherous storm hitting the island here today. We've already lost our first game of the day, and we're expecting a few more games here at the top of the hour, but we are having some weather issues in the UK today. It's canceled those games, canceled a couple of other games in the championship. So hopefully we'll get those off. If there's other games in action here coming up, some of them beginning here in just a few moments with action in Serie A getting underway. There's La Liga. There's also MLS Cup today. Maybe we'll make a pick on the MLS Cup. If we can get around to it. Hey, everyone, your chance to win real money here on the Sports Money Network by joining with the chat all-stars. Hello, stars in the chat. Make a comment, hidden emoji. Just say hi. You'll be eligible for our consensus parlay. We tried to get the winner yesterday. Couldn't do it. But maybe today will be our lucky day here. We've lost count at this point. So we just say, hey, we'll try it again tomorrow with the consensus parlay. But did have a couple of winners, though, yesterday along the line here in college basketball. I had Siena and Niagara as a premium pick winner yesterday. We also had some show winners as well. I had premium pick winner Merrimack and Canisius game to go under. Had the show winner last night, Northwestern over Illinois. Gave it out here on the show, as well as that early start. We gave out Brown over Bryant here on the show. Also had a premium pick winner there with Brown and Bryant to go under. And we had High Point. I had High Point over North Texas here on the show. And we did have some winners in the NHL here on the show with Washington and Maple Leafs game to go under. Also, we had premium pick winner Columbus and Vancouver game to go over here. And we had the Vegas Golden Knights last night to beat the Dallas Stars. NBA had winners on the show here, Magic and 76ers game to go under. We had the Milwaukee Bucks getting that money against the Boston Celtics last night. We had the premium pick, a winner on the show here with the over with the Lakers and the Hawks. That's what I gave out here on the show. And I also had a premium pick winner last night, Kings and Spurs game to go over last night. Also here, we did have a winner with, I had the Utah Jazz Portland game to go over last night here on the show, but that was our consensus. That was one of our losers here with Team Steam last night. So hopefully it was okay. Big card today. We can pick and choose. So hopefully we'll get plenty of winners here. I'll say hello and we'll start to read off some steam with college basketball. We're going to be going crazy with the steam plays today, but I think that's why you might be here. Let you know what's moving. Hello to everyone in the chat. Let's say hello to Cash. Kane today, he says, how about those Sixers, Pacers, Timberwolves? I should have listened to Cash Kane. Joe T here today. Make sure you check us out on the community tab where we've got some plays here from the guys today. Like I said, don't forget to check out, of course, the show here, First Strike. But let me see if I can make sure I get the community tab going, see if the guys have anything going just yet. And let's see who else we've got here joining us. Curtis is here this morning. Hey, everyone, here's my main man, Thomas Lewis. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the fastest growing YouTube channel in the sports betting realm. Hit the thumbs up and make sure you share this video. That will increase the payout on our consensus parlay here today. Joey Harb, hello. Philly Eagle Flyer. Mushroom is here to join us in the chat. Gravy Betts, hello. Andrew's here today. Joe W says hi. Googly-eyed Ring Girl's ready for the action here tonight. Elliot also here today. He'll be checking in as he's running an errand there. Thank you. Philly Eagle Flyer swept the sides yesterday. Robert McCormick here, ready. He's watching the game. We're not supposed to show the games. He's saying, hoping for a draw in Las Palmas and Valladolid. And you can see there, I'm kind of watching the same game. Don't tell anybody. You can see it there in the reflection, I think. Who else is here to say hi? Dana Delp today. Thank you for coming. And do have I didn't have a card. I have a lot of bets in soccer that I was making here in the middle of the night here, but let's see what else we've got. Who else we've got? Old E in the chat. All right, thanks, gang. Keep the comments coming. Julian Cesario as well. Keep the comments coming in the chat while I go over the information here on how you can pick up my best plays today. Here, big day. I've already have, like I said, not only my card out for UFC 310, but also I have my best plays in college football, conference championship games. I made a pick in every game as my best pick. I'm going to give you my second best pick here on the show. Hopefully we get those right. But my best picks for today's big college football games are over at winnable.com. You can pick them up there, plus all my picks today in NBA, NHL. I'll have college basketball coming out shortly after the end of the show. Try to weigh these moves here a little bit, but also focusing on that college football today. But we're going to keep firing despite a little hiccup there. Our winning streak ended this week. There definitely had a pretty strong week, but ended with a little bit of a thump on Friday. So, hey, now's a good time. I'll get right back on it today. Check me out over at winnable.com. $4 for all of today's picks. $8 will get you all the way through next week at this same time. Or, hey, why not choose the $20 per month? Use the promo code STEAM to save 20%. That gets you all my plays for just 50 cents a day for the next 30 days. Keeps me coming back on the channel, buys me a couple of pizzas here and there, among other things, and get you my plays when I'm not here. I'm going to join you here every day for a couple of hours every morning, but the winning doesn't stop, and I keep working hard here, watching all the games. You're busy. You probably have your handicap ready, but maybe you want a little confirmation. Just have my plays in your pocket. Set the notifications and know what I'm on. I'm a high volume player. You might play bigger amounts than I do, but I probably play just as much over the full landscape of the card every day. So why not find out what Ramon's on by subscribing to my picks over at winnable.com. It comes up on your phone, on your browser. It's a browser-based type of situation, so you'll get the plays there. And like I said, you can set your notifications. There we go. Let me see if I can bring myself back up. There I am. Oh, yeah, here we go. It looks just like this. You get the plays on the phone, and just like you saw there on the screen, and you can subscribe to them there just by hitting your Apple Pay, for example. It comes right up. Don't look at my banking information. I don't know what it, but see right there, $4 for one day. Look at all my plays today, and I'll probably already have 6 plays loaded up in college football. And we see a goal here. I believe we've just had a goal here in the game from Spain right now, as Las Palmas has scored their second goal here. Fans are beside themselves. Las Palmas leads here. Big favorite. I see that draw out there was a 275 or so, but 2-1 right now. Still 25 minutes to go.
Final.
All right, so yeah, check me out over at winnable.com if you want more plays today. If you're hanging out, watching a bunch of games, watching football, but you still want to keep the action rolling, I'll give you plenty of action here on the show. And over at winnable.com, use that promo code STEAM to save 20% off those packages. Again, I mean, basically, like I said, it takes you from 67 cents a day to 50 cents a day. Why not ride with me? And I'll send out also my FCS plays are on my free subscription over there as well. I just want to mention that. You can get, I think I got 6 or 7 plays there today with FCS action playoffs today. And looks just like that when you get the zero, no cost and you can get more plays from me there. Look at that effect there. There I am down there. There I am over there. So check me out over at winnable.com. That's how you support me here on the channel. We're user supported. So I'm over here giving you my picks if you'll do me a solid and subscribe. Okay. Appreciate that. And we'll get ready for the start of the day here by saying hello to a few more folks in the chat and then get right to the action here today with our games because we've got a huge card that I probably don't even have enough time to fit them all in, quite frankly, because of the amount of games. But still, I picked a bunch of college games in case we can get to it. All the steam's rolling in right now. And I'll read a few off here, the ones that have come in here this morning. Let's see who else we've got that have coming in here. Thomas said, how about the cadets there? And Dana says, we are. Sports money is money. Team Steam here today as well. Super true story here. Big Scott, hello and nice to see you as well. And Dana Delp is ready to go here. Nicholas Handy in the chat. Thank you. Also, Julian, like St. John's already. He's getting ahead of us here a little bit. All right. I'm going to read off some steam, see how far we can go before we just get bored of me listening or talking about it here. But definitely been some moves here this last several minutes. And yeah, it was some good action last night, though. Should mention those games a little bit, right? With Army doing a bang-up job there against Tulane. Never in doubt. Bad handicap there, I thought, by me when talking about, stopping that option. Didn't really happen for Tulane. More like they couldn't get their own offense going. And Jacksonville State, of course, at home. These home teams really did a nice job, didn't they? Jacksonville State rolling Western Kentucky there last night for Rodriguez, taking a victory lap. And Boise, impressive. Genty, did he win the Heisman last night with his blockbuster performance with that long run? Didn't break out the Heisman pose, although Mark Ingram kind of broke it out for him at halftime. But he did a little dance after that long run, and Boise rocked the Rebels there yesterday. That was also another consensus L for us that kind of took us down. So was the Tulane game. So consensus parlay did not hit. All right. There's steam coming in, so I hope you're ready for some of that right now and want to just knock a few out. Get your pen ready, get your pens, pencils, and rotation orders ready today as we get ready with a few plays here, it feels like. See what we got. Hello to Keith there today. He'll be on with the guys today with the UFC stream. And Brandon the Great is gracing us with his presence. Thank you, Brandon. Tease you a little bit there. All right. Steam that just rolled in. Started off with college basketball. UNLV right here. My team, or well, not my team, but UNLV. They're on the road at Creighton, and they're taking big time steam here right now at plus 12.5. It's probably down to 12 or 11.5 or so. UNLV taking the steam at Creighton today. It's tough to play there in Omaha, we've seen right now, but UNLV taking the action here, it feels like, of the Sharps at this point this morning. Also, NBA steam coming in right now. Denver and Washington game to go over. They steamed it at 231 or so. It's probably up to 232 right now. Denver Nuggets, Washington Wizards steam to the over. Also, just as we were rolling here here comes some more. Texas Southern here right now, taking some steam at plus 12.5 or so in their game today against Sam. It was 13. It's down to 12 right now as Texas Southern takes steam against Sam Houston. NHL steam came in while we were talking on the intro, and it's on the Maple Leafs and the Penguins game to go under. That was my play, actually. You can mark it down maybe right now. Is this one heading to 6 over here with the Leafs and the Penguins? Steam here to the under. They have a little bit of history going under of late between these two, and probably my play once we get there. You can mark it down right now, pretty much. I'm pretty sure that's what I'll be clicking on when we do our hockey preview today. There's a ton of hockey games. We'll try to get to them all. Also, Missouri, Kansas City took some steam. They're an underdog here on the extra board, on the main board against Montana State. They were getting 8.5. It's probably down to 7.5 or so here right now with Missouri, Kansas City taking the steam against Montana State. Also, here's the added board game with Northwestern State taking some steam here. They were a favorite today. They're favored here against Houston Christian on the road. Northwestern State was a 1-point favorite overnight. They're now up to 3.5 or so. Big move here. Northwestern State against Houston Christian Huskies. Also, more steam rolling in here. Stephen F. Austin and Texas A&M Corpus Christi game total to go over here in this one. Steam to the over. SFA and Corpus Christi steam to the over was 137.5. Up to 138 or so, 138.5 here today with Stephen F. Austin and Corpus Christi. All right, let me see. Oh, I think that might be it for at least the ones. I'm not going to go back and get them all, but if there was some steam when we preview. Here's one. Wofford and Elon took some steam here in this one to the over with Wofford and Elon here. Wofford has pretty good success here. Wofford already took steam in that game. They were 1.5 or so, but we're moving higher to 2.5 or so. Here it comes, man. The steam's flying in here right now. How about Idaho taking some steam right this second against Oregon State? They were minus 15 or so. They're down to 14 right now. It feels like maybe even 13.5 here. Idaho taking the steam on the road against Oregon State. That Elon, I didn't finish that thought. Elon and Wofford was steamed from 137 up to 138 here, maybe 138.5. Steamed to the over there with Wofford and Elon. Also, Rutgers and Ohio State. We will preview this one as part of our show here when we get to the college basketball, but better get this one out right now. In fact, this will be a play for me. It's at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Rutgers and Iowa State. Steam coming in here on the over at 154. It's probably up to 155 right now. I like that one. That'll be my play. Rutgers and Ohio State. How about Tulane? How about UC? How about Greensboro and North Carolina A&T? Here comes some steam on Greensboro and A&T to the under right now. It was 149, but we're looking at 148 here right now with Greensboro and A&T game total here going under. Night game, UC Davis here taking some steam right now in their game. Again, I say night game on the East Coast here. It's at 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern. Steam here on UC Davis, +3. It's down to +2.5 or 2 here as Davis takes the steam against Santa Barbara. Also, Tulane took that steam. We couldn't even spit it out before the next one came in, but Tulane, they were getting 15 overnight. They're down to 13.5, maybe even 13 coming up here. Tulane taking steam against Mason here on the morning steam. So appreciate everyone tuning in. Hopefully this is going to help us along the way today. Also, one more here if I can. Stony Brook and Air Force.
Team play.
Here, let me interrupt with the most freshest steam because it's a little bit more important when it's time based like this is. So
Critical notice.
Stanford, and we're getting a lot of postponements here from action in England and in Wales here right now with this terrible weather, one of the worst storms they've had in many a year this time of year
Critical
over there
notice.
right now. So we're just seeing many. Anytime you're hearing the critical notice right now, it pretty much is just another cancellation in the UK. North Carolina took some steam here just moments ago. North Carolina against Georgia Tech. Carolina was a 16-point favorite overnight, but they're up to a 17-point favorite or higher here. North Carolina taking big-time steam here at this point against Georgia Tech.
Critical notice.
All right, here's Lamar taking steam here right now. Lamar on the extra board. Lamar against Rio Grande Valley. They were getting 8.5 points or so. Lamar's going to be down to 7.5, maybe even 7 here. Pretty big move on Lamar against UTRGV today. See if I can get to this one. They keep interrupting me. Stanford and Cal game total here going under this afternoon with Stanford and Cal. This one at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. This one was 150.5. It's down here. Looks like maybe 149 or so here with Stanford and Cal. A big ACC game with with Stanford and Cal. They don't have to travel all the way across the country for this road game, does Stanford? There, Jermaine says, give me Cal. You guys are already at it in the chat. And I'll try to get through all these. But again, I think these are important. And it's the premise of the show. Stony Brook and Air Force taking steam here to the over. This one being played at Frisco, Texas here. Let me interrupt here with this fresh move. Wisconsin, Green Bay taking steam here right now against Cleveland State. Green Bay was a 1.5 point favorite. They're probably up to 2 or 2.5 here. Green Bay taking the steam here against Thomas's Cleveland State Vikings. All right, Stony Brook and Air Force are going to play this one in Frisco, Texas. We're seeing steam here to the over in Stony Brook and Air Force. It was 130.5, probably 131.5 right now. Stony Brook and Air Force to the over. One more, but hopefully we can start the show. Syracuse and Notre Dame steam here to the under. It was 147.5 down to 147 here right now. So, all right. Thanks, gang. Hopefully that's pretty fun and get you a little started. You don't have to play all those, but let you know that's where the action might be headed for the most part, and you know why now with the Sharps. All right. Left you guys hanging in the chat, so let's say a few more hellos and try to get this show started. Wine time is here. Last night I shared some videos of one. Man, what a night of high school football we had in the state playoffs here in California. I was having fun last night. Tom Reghard, good morning. Shay Nunn, nice to see you, Shay. Thank you for commenting in the chat here. Morgan Spooner's heading to that game with Rutgers and Ohio State, just a couple of hours away here in that one. We know when those two teams have gotten together, they have played a few overs since joining in the conference together. We'll see if that's the case today. And let's see here. Thomas says, how's that golf doing this week? I don't think we're having a great – we do have Justin Thomas, but Scotty Scheffler is just dominating already, it feels like, right now. So probably not going to get there on any golf action, it feels like, here this week. I don't think Scheffler is, going to be blowing this lead here, it feels like, right now. Let's see here if we had the details on it, but Let's see who else is here. We got to start this show. Thank you, everybody. Morgan Spooner likes West Georgia today. Don't mind going off the board here a little bit. Philly Eagle Flyer says Leverkusen is on the board here early. I think I've got some soccer action here. I've loaded up on some soccer, but nothing I sent out as a play. Got to cross all the T's and dot the I's to put it out there. If I'm just gambling a little bit, I'm gambling. Aditya is here today as well. Ray, hello. And Aditya likes that. How about Brentford, man? They've continued to roll at home, don't they? We'll see what happens today. And Philly Eagle Flyer also liking them here a little bit. Got 80 of you in here right now, so maybe it's time to get rolling here on the show.
Final.
And let's see, I'm just checking the golf to see if we can pull off anything here today. But Max Homo won last year, is trying to do it. So Scotty Scheffler, 2-stroke lead here over Justin Thomas today. So JT'd have to go out and shoot a pretty strong round, it feels like, in this one. Again, with the short field here, pretty much just playing to win. So, all right, let's start the show. Let's get it going. College football, fam. Big games today and all day. That's going to be great, awesome here. And we'll learn we'll learn our bowl matchups tomorrow. All of our playoff teams tomorrow, but we're going to settle things here today for sure with the playoffs, with the championship in these games. Let's get it started. All right. We're going to start here at the top of the board with Iowa State taking on Arizona State in this one. You've got Arizona State here now just a 1-point favorite in this matchup. It was a little bit higher for sure. It was 2.5 or so. The Sun Devils went 10-2, just an incredible season. They joined the Big 12 and said, not so fast, and came in and made a big impact in the league this season with Arizona State. They got their, Scattaboo. What a running back he is. If you guys saw that viral video of him using his third leg there, when he, what I mean. He went off balance, used his hand, went to the end zone. Man, the guy looks like little mini McCaffrey out there. Scattaboo. He looks like he's got NFL written all over him, and certainly will be kind of the main focus of this team. But what a trip for Arizona State. They couldn't handle it in the Pac-12, but that's not what this is all about, right? Just a big turnaround by the team this season. I mean, they were 6-18 over the past 2 seasons, went 10-2, 7-2 in the Big 12. Maybe the Pac teams, the Big 12 was kind of wild this year. Maybe they might have struggled to join the Big 10, but didn't struggle to join the Big 12. It feels like this game being played in Jerry's World here with Iowa State also 10-2, 7-2 coming in. They've got that stellar defense, no doubt, but they've also been turning it up on offense here of late, averaging over 30 points in their last 3 games running up to this one. So, you might think of Iowa State and their defense, but maybe Arizona State, as good as they are, hey, they've got Levitt, great quarterback too, don't forget, with practically 2,500 yards passing, 21 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So ASU 10-2 against the spread so far this season, been really, really strong. So let's see. Go ahead, gang. I don't know what else I can tell you. I have more, but Iowa State in a good role as a dog, 25-14 against the spread under Campbell here at Iowa State. And Campbell was a great dog coach before as well. So let's see what you got here. Iowa State back in the title game. Go ahead, chat. I'm on the I'll let you know. Let's see if what you guys have, and then I'll say by play. Thomas is on Iowa State here. Jermaine is on the under. Wine Time's on ASU here. Says he's worried about that move, though. Maybe ASU, maybe we're on a public side. Wine Time, I'm on the Devils here in this one. Handicappers, I follow, slightly prefer Iowa State in this one, but I'm going to take the Sun Devils at a little bit of a reduced cost here.
Steam play.
In this one, I think for me, the way I kind of look at this, I'll tell you, there's some interesting trend here to kind of prop up my pick, I think, here in this one, and that, Iowa State facing these rated teams in the past. This is where they've struggled when playing top-notch competition. They've failed to cover the spread in 9 straight against top 15 teams. That's where Arizona State is right now. These teams are right next to each other in the rankings, actually, at 15 and 16. And, well, maybe Iowa State has taken that group here, taken that next step. But Thomas says he is concerned about the injury factor here in this one. You do have Jake Smith questionable for ASU. Tyson, of course, he's out here as well. So see what you guys want to do here in this one with ASU. I think you guys are done with this one here. Not a lot of picks here, actually. Thomas is real concerned about they got 3 wide receivers out here. And Super True likes the under here. I'd say the move has pretty much been on the under for the most part, but not steamy, if you know what I mean. And Tino's here today. I've got Arizona State as my first play. All right, we're going to get to more college football in just a moment. But, man, how about some steam for you? Let me know if it's too much. Southern Indiana is taking steam on this college basketball board right now. Southern Indiana was a 9-point dog against Southern Illinois, but Southern Indiana is taking the steam right now against Southern Illinois. Southern Indiana is taking the steam at +9 down here to +8.5 here on the morning steam. Also, just moments ago, as we were previewing that game, IU Indianapolis taking steam here against Northern Kentucky. IU Indianapolis was an 8.5-point dog, but they're down to 7.5 here right now. IU Indianapolis taking the steam against Northern Kentucky. Those two teams have played some unders. I do know that. Also, Utah Tech, Utah State. Game total moving over here right now on a little bit of steam at this point. Showing this one over now here at 151. It was 150. Steam to the over. Utah Tech and Utah State up to 151. East Carolina and South Carolina. Steam here to the under right now in this one. It was 135 or so, but it's going down here. It looks like to about 134. Steam to the under. East Carolina and South Carolina.
Steam play.
All right, another one coming in right now. Northern Colorado and North Dakota State. We're seeing steam here right now to the over in this one with Northern Colorado and North Dakota State. This one was 151. Call it 152 or higher here right now. Steam to the over with Northern Colorado and North Dakota State. All right, let's keep going on college football here. And let's see if we got some more comments here real quick or any more picks on that other game. Philly Eagle Flyer says Bayern Munich has scored here. I think I probably played Bayern Munich I laid 2.5 goals in that one, so that works for me. Leverkusen now 2-0 there. Okay, I laid a goal and a half there. So, all right, Thomas likes North Dakota State. Here we go with Ohio taking on Miami of Ohio in the MAC championship game at Ford Field in Detroit. This used to be the biggest game in Ford Field back in the day when the Lions were no good. All right. I'm showing a pretty strong opinion from cappers here on Miami of Ohio. They're probably running a good uh, 73% or so from my calculation here. Handicappers pretty strong on Miami of Ohio in this one in the MAC title game here. Ohio comes in 7-1 in conference. Miami of Ohio comes in 7-1 in conference play as well. Red Hawks have won 7 straight, 6 of them by double digits or greater here. Miami is 11-4 against the spread in their last 15 games as a favorite. They're also 12-4 in their last 16 conference games. So Miami won the championship in the MAC last season. Miami also beat Ohio 30-20 earlier this season, back on October 19th, as a 3.5-point favorite. The last 4 meetings have gone over the total here in this one. This one does look a little bit low, but I don't know. It feels like it's going to be a low to me, actually. Even though this is an over series, I think I'm going to be here on the under in the game with Ohio and Miami of Ohio here. For Ohio U, they come in 6-2 against the spread in conference. They're also 23-10 against the spread in conference play under Coach Albin. So both these teams very, very strong in conference play against the spread. I don't guess there's no advantage between the two teams. Ohio U did play in the conference championship 2 seasons ago, and they lost the game 17-7. So I'm going to take the under in this one with Ohio and Miami O here, even though I was trying to play some unders last night. It didn't quite work out. Going to do it again here in the MAC. And let's see if you guys have anything here in this one. Morgan's got some nice plays here right now. Just kind of flash those up there if I can, with Albany, West Georgia, Rhode Island, Temple, LaSalle. Make note of those. I didn't preview these, you guys, but and this one, a couple of these may make my card. You see Morgan there, but in these games here, they're playing a series of games at the Wells Fargo Center or whatever it's called in Philly. Did I get it right, you guys? Let me know, Morgan. I think you might know, but the Philly Special, it might be called there today. They're playing 3 consecutive games. They're right-in games, 7:39 through 7:44. Drexel and Penn, Villanova and Temple, LaSalle and St. Joe. Sounds like a great way for Mikey or the Philly guys to spend a day watching college basketball there in Philadelphia. But those are right-in games. So if you have a rotation order, you may not see those. You'll see them on your books. But all right, Thomas is on Miami O here today as a pick. Robert also liking Miami here. And Wells Fargo Center. Thank you, Jermaine. Yeah, I got it right. All right, not many picks from you guys, just a couple of you on Miami, nobody on the total, so we'll just move on here. You guys aren't feeling confident in conference championship football, and why not? I mean, they are the toughest game, toughest games supposedly. All right, I think they rolled out some steam on us here. We keep it rolling here. I don't know how far we'll get on this show, but USC here taking steam in college basketball tonight in their game against Washington. USC's had some success against Washington. They've won 5 straight meetings against the Huskies, but they're 5-point underdogs. Well, call them 4-point underdogs now, maybe 4.5. USC taking the steam here against Washington. I'll probably be on them here when we get to the show now that maybe some of the value is gone. All right, let's get to the big one here right now with Georgia and Texas. Well, bad news. We're not going to get the showdown we were hoping between Uga and Bevo. They said Bevo can't come on the field. Maybe they don't want Bevo attacking little Uga again like they did in that famous incident. But nonetheless, this is the big game of the season here. It feels like in college football now. We've been through some big ones already, but it feels like it's not getting any bigger than this right now. It's got top teams in the country basically here with the Bulldogs and the Longhorns today at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Make no mistake, this is a home game for the Bulldogs for the most part. Sure, there'll be some Texas support. I get that, but it does feel like this is all about the Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia Bulldogs at home. Sorry about that, gang. Here, just trying to dial up my stats a little bit here so I could take a look at the matchup here. All right, here we go with Georgia and Texas here. 10 of Texas' 11 wins came by double digits, but we know this was going to be a little bit tougher here right now. Texas won the Big 12 title game last year, and they're here in the big championship game in their first season in the SEC. So that's pretty big. Texas is 13-9 in their last 22 games against the spread. Coming off of a win, Texas has gone 1-6-1 to the under in their last 8 games right now. For Georgia, they've been putting up some big time points here of late. Georgia is just 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games. Pretty brutal here right now. Some people might have them 3-7. One of the games was very, very close, but Georgia's 1-0 against the spread as an underdog this season. So maybe, just maybe here, right, with the Bulldogs. Let me know what you guys are doing. Georgia just 5-11 against the spread. Last 16 conference games, 5-13-1 against the spread. Last 19 coming off of a win, but a lot of times those are laying points even in the SEC, right? Just some of those other SEC teams. Look, we saw Boise last night. Remember what I said about what would a game like South Carolina and Boise looked impressive, but come on, you're going to put them up against any of these SEC teams? If any, I'm Southern California, whatever. I should probably be against the SEC, but I've never looked at it like that. I'm one of those guys. I'm SEC guy for the most part for the last 30 years, it feels like. So, all right, Georgia. Let's see here. They won 30-15 in the first meeting back on October 19th. So let me have your pick. Let's see what we're doing here with Georgia taking on Texas in this one. Look, Georgia, when they're facing, top 3 teams, and that's what we're dealing with here. We've got number 2 Texas, number 5 Georgia. I don't know. It feels like. All right, let's see what you got. Man, these Texas games, when they're playing top-notch competition, points don't go that high, really, even though you might be expecting it. Let's see what we got here. Thank you guys. Trying to find it here. I think we have a goal here. Or no, the game is over there in Spain. Is that it? Try to find myself another matchup here, so I have something going on. I'll go to the Bayern Munich game. How about that? Okay, let me take a look
Final.
here. Here it comes with. Trying to find the first one out here. Thank you, Jermaine, for some of your plays in there. Billy Eagle Flyer says Leipzig has scored. I've got the over there. Thomas is on Texas. Cash Kane is on Georgia. Robert's on the under. I'm on the under. That's my. I'm sorry, Robert. I'm on the over. I'm on the over. I was going to make handicappers that I follow are pretty heavy on the under here, but I'm going to sneak this one over here at this point. What did I have on the screen? Is that the right line, you guys, for this one? Make sure it hasn't moved too much, but 50 and a half. Oh, 50 and a half here at this point. Starting to see some threes out there as well, but I'm on the over here, actually. Sorry about that, Robert, but you are on the under. Make no mistake. Gravy likes Georgia here. AOD is here as well. Thank you, AOD. And Joey Harb leading to the over with me here, maybe. All right, we're not getting many clicks from you guys here, but all you are entered in for the drawing still, even if you're not making any picks here right now so far with our we have 14 people who've commented so far in the chat. All right, next up, we're moving along here. Nothing doing. Maybe you guys are just waking up. Marshall and Louisiana. Let's get into this one from the Sun Belt. This one's a road game here with Marshall and Louisiana. So a little bit of a change there. And again, we saw the home teams looking pretty good last night, right? In those games where the championship was on the home field. So will that one kind of continue here in this one? Showing this one now up at 5.5 and 58. There's some sixes out there as well. The widely reported steam did come in on this game. They steamed it from about 56.5 here. It looks like it kind of dipped down the first move and then got kind of steamed up a little bit to the current number that it's at. It may even went a little bit higher and then came back down just a tad.
Final.
So what do you have here in the Sun Belt with Marshall and Louisiana? Marshall coming in 7-1 in conference. Louisiana 7-1 in conference. Marshall's on a 6-game winning streak coming into this one. Marshall is 4-0-1 against the spread as a road underdog here this season. For Louisiana, both of their losses did come at home this season. Their conference loss to South Alabama. They also lost to Tulane, but the Raging Cajuns have won 7 of their last 8 games here right now and have gone 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games. Louisiana is just 7-12-2 against the spread, coming off of a win. And the Cajuns here have won the last 2 games in this series. In fact, they beat Marshall in a bowl game, 36-21 a couple of years ago, I think. And then they also beat them 23-13, but they haven't met here in a couple of years. So let's see what you guys want to do in this one. I'm taking the under in this game. Another under, I guess. Here, Joe will scold me, especially after a couple of losses there last night. But let's see what you guys have. A lot of comments maybe here in this one. Going to start it off with, I think Thomas might be on the under here. And Super True Story, though, might be liking the over. Joey likes the over here. Uh-oh. And what I say, it was at 58, right? So I know I'm getting the best of it for once. And look, if it seems like I do take some bad lines on the show, and I'd say that's almost fact, because sometimes I'll pivot to the worst of the 2 selections if I have a side and a total in a big game like this. So But here I've got the best of it. Robert's with me, maybe here on the under. And you guys are talking Crystal Palace right now here as well. I see they got that 1-0 lead here over City. How about that? Palace and City. Okay, what else here, gang? Is that it? All right, I guess that's it for that one, you guys, with Marshall and Louisiana. All right, gonna try to keep firing here and see if we can get anything here at the ACC championship game. This one's being played at Charlotte with SMU. Welcome to the ACC as they take on conference power Clemson. They're favored in this one, gang, at by 2.5, and the total 56 here tonight. I'm showing kind of mixed support here, but maybe handicappers are leaning towards the Mustangs. Here in this one, you got SMU coming in 8-0 in conference, 11-1 overall. Clemson just 9-3, 7-1 in ACC play. SMU is 7-2 against the spread in their last 9 games. They're also 2-0 as an underdog here. Let me cancel that. We know SMU's favored. I don't know why I put that one on there, but SMU here won their conference championship game last year in the American, made the jump to the ACC, and look what they're doing. But you know what? Things have changed a little bit in the NIL era so far down at SMU. They're spending a little money, let's just say, they're in Dallas. So for Clemson here, they're just 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games. Also, Clemson 6-1 to the under in their last 9 games overall. All right, the Tigers, they always win this game when they're in the game, that's for sure. Favorites have done pretty well. 4 out of the last 5 ACC championship games have been won and covered by the favorite. All right, let's see what you guys have here in this one. SMU and Clemson. SMU for Thomas. AOD says, can Clemson crush them? Nasty Nate likes Rhode Island in basketball. Even though we're on the football here and we're going to preview that game, want to make sure we get all our plays in there since no one wants to make any picks on. You guys are just scared. I know it. Nobody wants to make a pick and be wrong. I just fire. I'm never going to stop firing on college football. Robert likes the under here, and so do I. Robert, I'm going to take the under. I got another under here with SMU and Clemson. All right, that's it for you guys. You guys even going to watch these games today, or are you going to be watching college basketball and soccer all day? All right, here we go. Next up, it's the Big Ten championship game in Indianapolis with Penn State and top-ranked Oregon. In this one, you've got Oregon here, a 3.5-point favorite, and the total here is 50, maybe even 50.5 here right now. As this one's kind of creeping up here a little bit, it feels like, with some widely reported steam coming in here on the over. Yes, on the over here. Now, handicappers are pretty strong on Oregon here in this one. I'm showing handicappers here with probably a 3.5 to 1 edge, preferring the Ducks here to take care of business against Penn State. Now, certainly here, Penn State can come in and, still be competitive. I'm sure it's not like Oregon. They're ranked 3rd. Give me just one moment here. Okay. Okay. Got 100 of you in here. I just want to make sure I've had some more issues here with my latency. Uh, that's not a term for having to run to the restroom. That's blurriness or not a great connection with my internet. But I was worried about even getting the show on the air here for a while. But here we are. All right. Penn State's on a 4-game winning streak right now, averaging over 38 points per game in those games. Of course, their only loss was to the Buckeyes, who beat Oregon, remember. Who lost to Oregon, remember, as in that big game earlier in the season. That's why Oregon here, number one. Right now, Nittany Lions come in 3-2 against the spread away from home this season. And Franklin, Franklin kind of covers as a favorite and doesn't cover as a dog, is what it feels like. Penn State's only been an underdog one time this season, and they did fail in that game, but they're 10-16 against the spread as an underdog, and also 4-5 against the spread in their Big Ten games this season. Now, usually you've got either Michigan or Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game, but not this year, not with Oregon in the conference. So even though we made fun of the Pac teams a little bit, Oregon has kept their share of the tide, if you will, coming over the conference. And look, I think it's because of one thing, the swoosh. I think the money is what's carrying a lot of these teams able to get this talent. That's why I think you see a team like SMU. They've got a big, they raised money quickly because they were serious about this. They saw the opportunity and pounced on it, talking about SMU and that ACC and everything, right? So here, same thing with Oregon. They've got the money, is what it feels like, and they've got the quarterback too. Don't forget here in Gabriel, of course. Been there, done that with Central Florida, with Oklahoma. So people are kind of overlooking Gabriel here with what Genty's been doing and all that. So still, Oregon 5-3 against the spread. Their last 8 times when favored by single digits, and that happens less frequently lately, rather than being favored by a big margin. So, look, the Ducks are used to going to championship games. They were in the Pac-12 game 4 out of the last 5 seasons. They've gone under in 6 of their last 9 games. Penn State's gone over in 3 straight with those big points that I mentioned there. So anything here in this one, gang? Penn State and Oregon. Maybe now that we're getting to the big game, you guys will be interested in this one. All right. Oh, there's some other plays there. Super True maybe was under in that other game. I don't know. Here's Morgan talking about SMU to roll. All right, here we go. Oregon for Thomas. And Gravy's looking for the dogs today. AOD's on Oregon. Here's Cash saying Penn State to win the game, but Oregon to win the national championship. I think that's what Cash Kane is saying. Maybe Oregon gets knocked from the ranks of the unbeaten. They get a little bit of a wake-up call. That's what Kane is saying. Robert likes the under here in this one with Penn State and Oregon. And see what else here. Brentford game, both teams scored. Thank you, guys. Cash Kane says Oregon might be playing a little gamesmanship here, lose on purpose. Well, they don't want that in Nike land. All right, let's see here any more and whether I'm going to be moving along here. And Curtis likes Penn State to cover in this one. All right. All right, I guess I got to make the call. My premium is on the uh, game on the side here in this one. I'm going to take the under here as I got another under, man. I got a lot of unders. I guess I had over in the Georgia game, but man, I went under in 4 of these 6 games. So Oregon's gone. They go under when they play. The better the team, it seems like the lower the score in Oregon games. Whether or not that's because of their offense or defense, and that might not be for me to determine. But I'm going to go under here with Penn State and Oregon now that it's at 50, maybe even 50 and a half here at a few places. All right. That's it, gang, for the games. Let me pass along. I've got 3 plays. Let me just take the graphic off here a little bit. And Philly Eagle Flyer says, "What do you got, Ramon? Let's just do it right now. Let me see, where's it at?" He says, "Let's just give me the MLS game right now. We're not going to wait on it. I've got the Galaxy and the over. I'll just do 2 plays there. I think I prefer the Galaxy to win. I'll probably take the Galaxy to raise the trophy, but I'll take the Galaxy and I'll go with the over. It's 3 under 50 here. I think I even have a graphic for it. Here, so let's kind of make it official with Red Bulls in the Galaxy. This is the MLS Championship, the championship of North American soccer here with New York and LA. How about it? Going right up against these football games a little bit, but I'm going with the Galaxy and the over as my play. I'll probably take it down a little bit to 2.5. Maybe I'll parlay them together a little bit as my play. So there you go. All right. Also, I've got 3 plays that I'm going to pass along here in college football FCS action right now. I'm not going to preview these at all. We got to get moving, but I do want to pass along a few plays. I've got Montana and South Dakota State over 46.5 here. This one's been going down, but I've got it over. You can pick up my free plays on the FCS playoffs over at Winnable. Just sign up for my free account over there, my free picks over there, and you'll have, I think I have 6 plays there, 5 plays or 6 plays. 5 plays I sent out. But here's some free ones here on the show. I've got over with Montana and South Dakota State over 46.5. I'm a big Grizz fan. I'll let you know that right now, but they could be in trouble in this one. Also, I have Villanova here against Incarnate Word. Now, Incarnate Word was a 7-point favorite. It's up to like 11 here. I think they will win by about a touchdown, maybe even 10 or so, but I've got to take 11 or 11.5 here. I'll say 11, but I'm going to take Villanova just on this move a little bit against Incarnate Word today in their playoff game. Also, I'm going to take Tarleton State against South Dakota. Tarleton State is getting 16.5 here against South Dakota. I've got it rated around 2 touchdowns. I'm just not jumping in here. Anybody rides with me on the show? We've covered the steam all year. I've had several packages this season with FCS coverage on those free plays. So we're not winging it here. We've been around, if you know what I mean. So those are my 3 plays here on the show in FCS football. And that is a look at football today. So thank you, fam. And let's see, we might have a few more plays here and there from you guys with Philly Eagle Flyer likes BTTS and over in that MLS championship game. And let's see what else. AOD took Iowa State, I think, there. And All right. Johnny Walker, hello as well. All right, a little steam here right now before we get into those other big sports. We're doing pretty good on time, I think. And maybe we could be out of here before the games get underway at 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific. We have an early college basketball game with Kansas State and St. John's. So here we go with right now some steam coming in on the extra board here with Lowell and UMass. This one's at noon Eastern and 9 Pacific. And UMass has done pretty good in this series. We're seeing steam to the under here, though, with Lowell and UMass was 157.5. Call it 156.5 here or so right now. Steam to the under between Massachusetts Lowell and UMass. Also, Villanova and Temple to the under. We're seeing some steam here in one of those games that I mentioned, and I don't mind that because these two teams have definitely been going under here when they've met in the past. We know they meet fairly frequently in these Philadelphia games. So Villanova and Temple steam to the under here. I'll tell you what, I like Temple. I didn't preview those games. Let me give out a play right now in that game. I like Villanova here. I think it's 9.5 or so. At least that's what it was last night. I didn't do a graphic or anything, so I may be a little bit behind on the actual number here on that game. But I do like Villanova to win here by double digits today. We mentioned the steam coming in. It's all the way down to 142.5 here at some books right now. I do like the under, but maybe more so I like Villanova here to crush. I think they're getting it back. We went with them last game, remember, against Cincinnati. They got it done. People were starting to doubt Villanova. I said, you know what? Not so fast. And Morgan says, though, look what he says, but still, I'm going to take Villanova here to roll it today against Temple. I know we're dealing in the Philly games here, but you said I've got Villanova pretty strong in those games, right? Am I reading that wrong? I don't want to get too much into it here, but pretty sure Villanova's had the run of the roost in the matchup with Temple. So correct me if I'm wrong there. Okay. Let's see. I think that's it. Let's do I have some more steam here? Morgan State and Bowling Green, extra board action here with the total under 153. This one's going to probably go to 151 right now, it feels like, with Morgan State and Bowling Green. We're seeing steam to the under here with Morgan State and Bowling Green. Okay, let's get it moving here. Right. Also, steam came in on that Kansas State and St. John's game. I'll mention it just because this one's at 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific. Steam came in on the over here with Kansas State and St. John's. Looks like it's up to 148.5 or so here right now with that one moving here to the over. First game up, Kansas State and St. John's, 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific. All right, let's go to the NBA here right now and get a move on with the show. Started off with, we'll try to go through them all, even the ugly ones here, it feels like today, with the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Charlotte Hornets here in this one. You got the Cavs, a big favorite, of course, against the Hornets. Right now, the line here is 13 and the total 218. The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game. These two teams have definitely been producing overs here for the most part. 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over. And 4 out of the last 5 meetings here in Charlotte between these two teams have gone over. So I kind of like the series history in this one, especially when you have a matchup of, one team that's kind of has the advantage over the other here a little bit. Cleveland's got an advantage, it feels like, over everybody here. Pardon me, gang. Here right now. So I'm going to take the over as my play here on the show between Cleveland and Charlotte at 218. See what you guys want to do in this one. We know that Cleveland is certainly on a roll here right now, crushing at this point. Let's go ahead, gang, if you guys got anything in this one. You guys love basketball. You hate football. It's okay. Here's Kane says, give me Cavs first half spread. And here's our Bobby Mack. He's on Cleveland today to roll. All right. I'll keep it moving here right now. We got so many games today. How about the Thunder taking on the Pelicans here in this one? You've got, the Thunder. They do pretty well, certainly in this series. Oklahoma City's won and covered 5 straight here, I believe, or they've covered the spread 5 straight times in New Orleans. They've also won the last 5 meetings between these two teams. For Oklahoma City here, coming in 17-5. New Orleans snapped their losing streak with that win last time out. They're 5-18, but they beat Phoenix. Remember, in an upset. We had the Pelicans in that game actually. So, what can you do here with Oklahoma City taking on New Orleans today in this one? Let me know what you guys have here. Oklahoma City's won 7 straight times as the favorite in this series, and they've only covered the spread, 11 straight times win in New Orleans. The widely reported steam came in on Oklahoma City here. And we've got Thomas on the Cavs first half in that other game. Got 100 of you in here. I got to take the Thunder here with some of those trends. I mean, they've dominated this series. They're on fire here right now, it feels like. So I'll take Oklahoma City here. They are 12-8-1 against the spread as a favorite. New Orleans just 8-15 against the spread overall. They are 6-5 ATS at home. Give them some credit there. OKC is 4-7 to the under on the road. The widely reported steam did come in on the under here as well. Current line is at 7.5 and 225. I'll take the Thunder in this one. I'm ready for some in and out right now. Philly Eagle Flyer says Brentford has scored again. Man, they're just on fire at home, aren't they? All right. Let's see here. Oh, Aston Villa game. Okay. Did I do something there in Villa? I have Villa minus 1.5 in the under. I've got a 2-0 victory. 2-0 win. Exact score line. Villa. All right, you guys. Here we go. Next up in NBA with the Nuggets taking on the Wizards here in this one. You've got the Nuggets, a double-digit favorite on the road against the Wizards. The Wizards are, on a losing streak here big time. The Nuggets, we already talked about how they've struggled against the spread, but, against the Wizards for whatever reason, and they only meet a couple of times a year, but Washington's lost how many in a row now, you guys? 16 straight games here at this point. So, but Denver is just 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games as a favorite. After starting the 3-0 as a favorite, remember. So they're struggling to cover some spreads here as well. Now, the widely reported steam did come in here on Denver. Like I said, they've done pretty well in this series. They've actually covered 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. So I'm going to take Denver, even though it's a terrible roll. Washington not only 0-16, but 5-14-1 against the spread, including 2-8 against the spread at home. So widely reported steam also came in on the over here in this one. I'm showing the current line at 214, and it's well up to 234 here. Maybe I should have made that my free play on the over here, but maybe we could still get it to go
Team playing.
over, it feels like. All right, let's pass along some more steam right now, and we've got a hockey play coming in. The Carolina Hurricanes, they were $1.70, but they're up to $1.80 or more here. Steam on Carolina in their game against the Islanders here today. Steam on the road, Carolina Panthers. Also, college football with the extra board here, the FCS playoffs. We're seeing steam on South Dakota in their game today against Tarleton. I'll take it. I said I like Tarleton, and now we're seeing it up to maybe 17.5 here as South Dakota takes the steam against Tarleton here. Also, college basketball steam came in just moments ago with Southern Utah taking on the Arizona Wildcats. Here you have Arizona did take the steam earlier, probably at 26.5 or higher. Here, the steam's coming in on the over. Southern Utah and Arizona was 157. Call it 158.5 or higher here right now with Southern Utah and Arizona. All right, we'll continue on here right now with our NBA coverage. Thank you for your comments, everybody in the chat. Robert's on the over. Thomas likes South Dakota there. And look at this. 2-2 in the Brentford game now? Oh, wow. All right. Continuing on with our NBA coverage here with the Mavericks here taking on the Raptors. In this one, you got the Mavs favored on the road by 8, maybe even 8.5 here, and the total is 235. These two teams do kind of trend to the under here for the most part. You do have Dallas here in this series against Toronto. For the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under in Toronto. The widely reported steam did come in on the under, but hasn't dipped here too much. It is down to 234.5 at a couple of books. I'm going under in this one with Dallas and Toronto here today. Dallas has been going over of late, no doubt about that. They've gone over here in 8 of their last 10 games, but they're on a big-time winning streak. Toronto has kind of turned things around a little bit here with win and covers in 3 of their last 5, but Dallas right now, they just can't be stopped. It seems like not only are they winning, they're covering like nobody's business at this point. So Dallas certainly hot here right now, 9-1 against the spread in their last 10 games. Toronto's been a moneymaker as well, but I mentioned Dallas. They're definitely an over team this season, right? 13-10 to the over, 8-2 to the over in their last 10, 9-3 to the over on the road, but they're 5-10 to the under as a favorite. So they're 8-0 to the over as a dog, 5-10 to the under as a favorite. Give me the under in this one with Dallas and Toronto. All right. Cities tied the game, you guys said there. And hello to Lenora. Thank you, Lenora. Nice to see you in the chat. Thank you for all of your support here with me. All right. Let's see. Cash Kane says, give me the Raptors. They didn't cover last time. So, all right. Moving on here. I don't think we're going to have a consensus here. Nobody's picking any games. Pistons and the Knicks here in this one. Maybe we just need a break. Maybe we just need a break from putting that parlay in, just like anybody who's not gambling good. All right. Detroit taking on the Knicks. You got the Knicks here, a 10-point favorite here in this one. The total to 26.5 or so. The widely reported steam did come in on the over. in this game. This has been an over series. 4 out of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. The Knicks have pretty much beaten up on the Pistons a little bit here of late. Knicks on a roll here with a 4-game winning streak. Pistons have lost 3 straight games right now. Knicks are 6-3-1 against the spread here at home. Meanwhile, Detroit's failed to cover in 7 of their last 10 games overall. So Knicks are 13-9 to the over this season. I'm going over here in this one between Detroit and the Knicks. It's up to 227 or so here right now, it feels like. So we can update it here, and I'll call it over here for me with the Pistons and the Knicks tonight. See what you guys want to do in this one, if anything. We know we've got AOD in this one somewhere. Here with Robert's on the Raptors in that other game. There's AOD. He says the Knicks own us here the last 5 games or so. Here, Thomas says maybe we'll just roll the money line dice for the parlay. I like that, Thomas. I like that actually. Great call. We'll force it on. We'll force it on him. That's a great call, Thomas. All right, Robert might tease him here. He likes the over with me, and Thomas likes the Knicks. All right, got a little bit of steam coming in here right now. Let's report some more steam because I've got some steam in hockey. It's on my LA Kings here tonight against the Minnesota Wild. The Kings were as low as $1.40 or so, but they're going to be $1.50 or higher, taking that steam right now against the Minnesota Wild. Seeing steam come in here on the Kings tonight against the Wild in that Western Conference matchup. Also, just moments ago, while we were chatting on the pro basketball, Virginia and SMU game total going under here between Virginia and SMU. Steam to the under. It was 136. Forget about it. It's 135 here right now, Virginia and SMU. Well, may go lower here. Virginia was a 10-point favorite, I think. All right, and let's continue on here with the Grizzlies taking on the Celtics. This is a nice game right here, right? Because the Grizzlies have been a big surprise, but they've held their own here with struggling to get their lineup back together, but they're looking pretty good here right now, and they're getting the points here in this one, 6.5 at this point. The total here at 230. Oh gosh, 240 now with the Grizzlies and the Celtics today. When you see this total with these two teams, man, that feels pretty solid here. Now, these two teams don't play but twice a year, but they do go over. Usually it's Boston convincingly over Memphis. Boston has won and covered 5 straight games here at home against the Grizzlies. 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams on the road have gone in Boston, have gone over. 8 of the last 9 over. I'm going to try Boston here. I still think I'm going to play this one as a premium, even with this inflated price here. It does feel a little bit uncomfortable. But man, I do like the over here in this game. I'm sorry we missed that terrific line here. I'm going to take Boston here to cover for once. Look, we've been fading Boston, no doubt. I mean, for whatever reason, they just haven't been a good cover right now. They win, but they don't cover, it seems like. Now, they did cover in a similar spot against Miami a couple of games back, laying some single digits here. So I'm going to trust them in that role. They didn't get it done against Milwaukee. We had the Bucks there last night. So it is a back-to-back here for Boston. I get that. But also, Memphis has been on the road here, right? Oh no, they played that one at. Oh, they played at home against Sacramento and got the money after they lost that game at Dallas. Okay, well that's okay. I'm going to take Boston here in this one. I don't know. Maybe that total won't make my card. I really like it over, but man, a 4-point move already. I don't know if I saw that coming. All right, anything from you guys here? Look, Bayern Munich here against Hoffenheim, 1-1 here right now. All right. And Jermaine says, give me the Grizz. Boston's 0-3 against the spread on Saturdays. They just don't like Saturdays, these guys. I don't know what their problem is. I mean, Saturday's a great day. And the Grizz are 3-0. They love Saturdays. Thomas is on Boston. And got some steam rolling in here right now. Let me get some more steam out here in college basketball. This is like our coverage, it feels like. Oh, no, this is on, let me tell you. We've got college football steam rolling in here on the FCS playoffs right now. And it is on the over in the Tarleton State, South Dakota game that we just mentioned. That steam came in, remember, moments ago on South Dakota. And I said, wow, it's going against me. Well, this one's going against me on the total. I sent out on the free picks. If you want to go over there and get the other ones, I'll just tell you right now, I'm on the under in this game, but here comes the over right now. Was as low as 51, but right now Tarleton and South Dakota going to 53.5 or higher here on some steam here today. Watch out on those overs on the FCS playoffs, I think. All right. Let me see. There was a couple of other ones here that came in. Some steam here with North Carolina Central and Gardner Webb. Game total here to go over in this one between Central and Gardner Webb. This one was 146.5. Call it 147, 147.5 here at this point. Steam came in. North Carolina Central and Gardner Webb steam to the over. All right, we're almost done with basketball here. We're on the last game with Phoenix taking on Miami here in this one. You've got the Heat favored here by 6, and the total up is 220 here on some widely reported steam. We see Bayern Munich here with another goal here right now to take a 2-1 lead. All the old guys are clapping there. All right.
Steam playing.
Steam right now, real quick. Just want to mention Utah against Buffalo. Early start here in hockey. Buffalo, this is at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And Buffalo was, maybe about $1.25. But right now, it looks like they are going to be well down here to maybe $1.15 here. The Steam's coming in on Utah today against Buffalo here in this one. All right, Suns and Heat. That makes sense, right? Suns and Heat. All right. For these two, you do have some widely reported steam did come in on the under in this matchup between the Sun and the Heat. These teams have been over teams this season. In fact, the Suns are 7-2 to the over on the road. These two teams are both definitely trending over here, but the steam came in on the under. Phoenix has done very well in this series, even though they meet just twice a year. Phoenix has won 5 of the last 6 years here in Miami, and they've also covered 5 straight times when coming in here to take on the Heat. I don't know if that necessarily will affect things today, or I don't know how you see it with these two, but right now, for whatever reason, without Durant, I guess we know whatever reason, right? But no Durant, no good is what it feels like here with the Suns. Now, Jimmy Butler is probable in this game. He missed, if I'm not mistaken, last time out. So can you still consider the Phoenix Suns here tonight? Plus those points without KD? Has it gone high enough here? See if you guys have anything in the chat.
playing.
with Phoenix and Miami late games tonight. All the games go off 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, or the last two games anyway, but no West Coast action tonight. All right, let's see what you guys want to do here in this one, if anything. Suns and Heat. Feels like my least favorite game here right now, but Thomas is on the Heat here today. And hello to Vikes for Life. Nice to see you today. Cash Kane's got his college basketball plays there. Thank you, Kane. And Vikes likes Ja on his props, it feels like there. All right. I'm going to try the Suns here in this one, take the points here. We'll see how this lineup does. Like I said, they're 0-6 without Durant in the lineup here right now, but we'll see. I'm gonna try Phoenix here, and this one is a free play. All right. Jermaine says the Heat going to get hot today. That's it for That's it for the NBA. Let's move to hockey here right now. We got to get this show moving here a little bit, and we'll start off with Utah Hockey Club. Just talked about it moments ago with that steam that came in on Utah here. Uh-oh. Let me refresh the goalies here and see what we got. I'm showing Vejmelka confirmed now in this matchup today, going up against Luukkonen here. You got Vejmelka 2.38 goals against, good numbers, but 3-7-1 here overall. So the widely reported steam, as we mentioned, did come in on Utah. This series has kind of been an under so far when they were the Arizona Coyotes. We did see this series go under when Arizona played Buffalo for the most part. They only meet a few times a year, certainly, but on this trip here, if you will, maybe that's where you see this trend, because 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two franchises have gone under when they played in Buffalo. So let's see what you guys have here. If anything, I'll just make a play in this one. I'd like the Utah Hockey Club here with that steam. I'll kind of tail it. They're down to probably a pick 'em or so right now. They might even be minus $1.05 here at this point. Now they're plus 100 here at the South Point. You can get plus 100 or better is what it is right now on the Utah Hockey Club. I'm taking Utah. Robert's going under here in this one. Philly Eagle Flyer, first period over. Both teams to score and go over full game at 5.5. And yeah, there's some 5.5s are going to creep up out there. It's mostly juiced heavy 6s to the under here at this point. But both teams, similar records right now. Give me Utah. Flyers on the road, taking on the Bruins here in this one. The Flyers come in 12-11-3. The Bruins are 14-11-3. These teams do play some unders here for the most part in this series. Get that here a little bit. Get those trends out here a little bit. We do have the Bruins on a 3-game winning streak right now. Flyers had their 3-game winning streak snapped by the Florida Panthers last night, right? Let me get that. Let me take a look at that here. Do I have that right, gang? Or was it 2 nights? Was it 2 nights ago? Yeah, I'm sorry. 7-5 2 nights ago. That snapped Philly's really hot run here of late for Boston. Their 3-game winning streak, and they beat the Blackhawks on the road last time, but they did get the puck line as well in that game. You see the Bruins here right now, favored minus $1.60 or so. 5.5 over 20 is definitely the current price with these two here, but Boston has gone under in 6 straight games at home when coming off of a road win, and they definitely won that game on the road. They went on the road for just one game. Now they're back home. I'm going to take the under here with Philadelphia and Boston. The goalie here for the Flyers is Kolosov here today. So let me at least get that in there. That's a factor here, certainly, but I'm still on the under here in this one at 5.5. It's my free play, but you got Kolosov in there, 3 and 5 with a 3.21 goals against, an 88% save percentage. But I'm still going to grab the under here with the Flyers and the Bruins here. The Boston Bruins are 6-13-1 to the under as a favorite, and also 3-7 to the under in their last 10. Give me the under here with Utah and Boston. And let's see here. Philly Eagle Flyer says, did Frankfurt score? Is that what's going on? Because I've got them. I've got Eintracht Frankfurt minus a goal in the under against Augsburg. Cash Kane says the Flyers. Robert McCormick says the Flyers here as well. How about it? And here is Philly Eagle Flyer likes the over and the Flyers team total to go over. And Joe W. here, he's got some nice stats here on Clemson and SMU game. We'll get to the college basketball here, hopefully. All right, next up, Winnipeg Jets, a big favorite, of course, here on the road, probably a $2 favorite or so in this one, going up against Chicago. We're at 4 Eastern and 1 Pacific here in this one with the Jets, $1.90. And this total here looks like it's gone down here, maybe some 5.5s starting to show up here right now. In fact, I'm showing it 5.5 over 25 at some spots, 6 under 20 still at others. For these two division opponents, we've seen some unders here for sure. 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone under. Winnipeg's won 9 of the last 10, but the Blackhawks have actually gotten the money in 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two on the puck line. Chicago comes in here with a 4-game losing streak right now. Winnipeg snapped their 4-game losing streak with that win over Buffalo, 3-2 the other night. But Winnipeg feels like they're coming back down to earth here a little bit. I'll take the under here in this one with Winnipeg and Chicago. If you want to grade me here, let me put the 5.5 in there if you want to grade me on that. But you guys know what to do, right? A lot of times I do get requests, just like many cappers do, right? Oh, the line was 6 under and now it's 5.5 over 20. It's still a play, right? If your average play, we always talk about $100, right? But maybe it goes down here and I still give it out. So maybe instead of 100, maybe you're going 75. Look, it's 5.5 over 20. Well, that's pretty easy. 60 to win 50 or something like that. Or if your amount's lower or if it is lower, right? Whatever you want to do. But you just taper it back when the line isn't going your way necessarily. Now, if it's a 4 or 5 point difference, you weigh that more heavily for sure. But for the subtle moves, don't worry about it, right? When Mikey M says it best on the afternoon show, when you're giving out a play, you expect it to be strong, right? Whether it's on your show, if it's on your service or your private selections, whatever, right? You're giving it out. You expect it to be the best play. So, all right. I think there we go. Let me put that graphic back up there. Thank you, guys. All right. Hopefully we got some plays in the chat here. Let's see what we got. Robert's on the Jets here, -1. Cash Kane likes Winnipeg here in this one.
Final.
Okay. I think there was some steam rolled in here. Let's get a few more moves out to you guys. I know that it just gives you more action here a little bit to look at those moves when you looking at that big college card here for the most part. So Nebraska and Michigan State, we're seeing this one move to the over here. It was 146.5, probably up to 147.5 here right now with Nebraska and Michigan State. Some steam here to the over in that one. Also, Abilene Christian took some steam as well here just moments ago. Abilene Christian. See here, I may have lost my spot on that one. You might just have to take my word for it here on this big board. My apologies here. Abilene Christian though did take the steam, and I think I've just lost my place with them a little bit. Was that? Okay. Let me take a look at something. That might have been a football play here, right? That's what it was. Sorry about that, gang. Let me touch on this one then. With Abilene Christian in their matchup against North Dakota State, moving against me here, it feels like Abilene Christian took the steam here at plus 22. It's all the way down here to 21, giving me some value, if you know what I mean. Also, the steam came in on the over in this game. Abilene Christian, North Dakota State was 55. It's now 58 as these FCS playoff totals continue to go higher here. Another one with some steam to the over. Abilene Christian and North Dakota State. All right, Missouri, Kansas City, and Montana State. We're seeing a move to the over here right now in this one with UMKC and Montana State. It was 137. It's now 138. UMKC also took the steam. It was, we mentioned that already, 8.5 to 7 or so. Washington State taking steam here in their game today in college basketball. Washington State was a 9-point underdog. They're now about an 8-point underdog. As we see the steam here come in on Washington State in their matchup against Boise State.
Final play.
All right, let's keep it going here right now with the hockey. We've got to get going here and try to finish this show. Next up. Thank you, guys. Let's see what you got here in the chat. Nothing else here. Philly Eagle Flyer, a little parlay. Jets, Panthers, Leafs, and Avs.
Steam play.
All right, here's a steam play coming in right now in college football. This one is in the SWAC title game play that I gave out, actually, and we're seeing steam right here on Jackson State. So here comes the move. I did give out Jackson State on my free plays, but check out all my free plays in FCS over at winnable.com. Looks like Jackson State's going to go up to a 15-point favorite or so here right now. In that game against Southern U, Jackson State is taking the steam here right now in the FCS playoffs. Torino and Genoa, scoreless draw today in Italian League action. All right, Vermont took some steam here in college basketball. Vermont taking the steam against Yale. They were a 9-point underdog. It's down to 8 or so here right now. Vermont taking steam against Yale here on the morning steam. All right, we're going to try to get back to the hockey here right now with next up. The Hurricanes are going to take on the Islanders here with Kochetkov going up here against Sorokin, possibly in this one. The Hurricanes, $1.80. They already took the steam, as we mentioned. These two teams have had some unders here for sure when facing one another. 4 out of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under when playing at the Islanders. Carolina's won 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams, and 12 of the last 14 trips Carolina has won here against the Islanders on the road. So Carolina here, big favorite. See what you guys have, if anything, in this one. Carolina 17-8-1. They snapped their 3-game losing streak last time out, beating Colorado 5-3. So they definitely have had some struggles here a little bit for the Islanders. They lost again. They lost to Seattle here 5-2 last time out at home. Not good. So let's see what you guys want to do here in this one. You got Islanders here 9-2-1 to the over as an underdog here. That's pretty substantial. See what you guys have. Anything here? Here's Robert on the Canes on the puck line. Cash Kane likes the Canes as well. Billy Eagle Flyer says Canes leading draw and over. Canes team total over. All right. I'll take the Canes here as well. I'll take them here on the puck line here at -1.5. I think -1 is probably the better play. But hey, on this show, we're going to give out a puck line here in this one. And I'll take them here with the Canes. All right, we're seeing steam here right now. I think you guys did mention this Clemson, Miami of Florida game, and we're seeing some steam here right now with Clemson and Miami of Florida. Game total going over 144.5. It's going up here, looks like, to 146 in this one. These two teams have definitely played some overs, Clemson and Miami, when facing off against one another. And I'm showing the steam here from 144.5 up to 146 or so today. All right. Let's keep it moving here right now with some steam coming in here right now on a hockey game. We're going to talk about this one momentarily, but let's pass this steam along right now because I like this move and I like it under. The steam is coming in on the under in Nashville and Ottawa. Let's put the graphic up and we'll just come back to the other game. With Saros here going up against Ullmark here, I do believe. Yeah. So we've got steam here coming in on the under with Nashville and Ottawa. It's down to 5.5 over here for sure. So I'll take it under. I better update it here so we get the most accurate line out there, it feels like. There we go. I'll take the under here in this one. You got two teams that have definitely been producing some unders. Ullmark is likely to be in goal. He was the first goalie on the ice here, or off the ice anyway in this one. Ullmark, a 2.93 goals against average here coming in. I'm going to take the under here with Nashville and Ottawa. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Ottawa is 5-1 on the puck line in the last 6 games against Nashville, but those were, I believe, as an underdog here. And right now, Ottawa going to be the favorite tonight, of course, with Nashville struggling mightily here right now at 7-14-6 on a losing streak. Ottawa here snapped a 2-game skid with a win over Detroit 2-1 last time out. Give me the under here with Nashville and Ottawa under 5.5. All right. College basketball steam came in again just moments ago. Extra board game here. North Florida is taking the steam here in this one against Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern was a 1.5-point favorite overnight. North Florida is now the 1.5 point favorite here. North Florida is taking the steam against Georgia Southern. Also, Middle Tennessee and Belmont. A big game here between a couple of teams that are 7-2. Might be our mid-major game of the day, it feels like, with Middle Tennessee and Belmont. Belmont's kind of had a good run against Middle Tennessee. They've been covering a few times when these two teams meet. This is not a conference game, but they do meet kind of regularly, of course. The teams from Tennessee. Over 153.5 is going to be here, a 154 or so, 154.5 maybe, with Middle Tennessee and Belmont. All right, let's keep it going here right now with our hockey coverage. And we're backing up one here with the Sharks. Probably could have just skipped this one, gang. Sharks and the Panthers here in this one. Panthers took the steam here at this point. Sharks were embarrassing last time out. I can't take them here right now. Maybe the Sharks will bounce back. Like I've tried to say, the Sharks have improved, right? The records would indicate that they have. Remember, there were times where the Sharks were definitely putting up some really poor records. They have 10 wins here already, but they lost 8-2 last game against Tampa Bay. And Florida here on a pretty good run, and they beat Philly 7-5 the other night, so they're really in a pretty good groove here right now. These two teams do go under a lot when facing one another. They only meet a couple times of the year, but I believe they go on. Let me see what it is. Oh, no, I know what it is in this matchup. Let me see here. It's not the season series. Let's see. Oh, Florida 1-7 to the under at home when coming off of a road win. So I don't know. Hopefully the Sharks won't. I'm going to take the Panthers on the puck line. That's what I'm going to do. Just give them to me as a favorite here. Look, Sharks are 19-10 on the puck line this season, but I was really put off by that last game. I'm going to take the Panthers here on the puck line tonight. All right. I think, let's see here. Goalies are confirmed here. Blackwood against Bobrovsky here in this one. Bobrovsky 11-5-1, a 3.04 goals against. Blackwood. He's been solid here. So I'm still going to take the puck line here. I like the total in this game for sure. Going to go out on the premiums here, it feels like. All right. Here, Irish Kings here today. Yeah, we're going as fast as we can, though. Philly Eagle Flyer here, the Senators money line with under in regulation. Here's Cash Kane says, give me the Panthers as well on the puck line. And Eintracht has tied that game up. There, again, that's good. I lost that total. All right. Here we go. Next up, Avalanche taking on the Red Wings here in this one. Hey, Red Wings here, 10-12-4. Colorado, 14-13. Red Wings on a 4-game losing streak right now. They're not covering many puck lines here, it feels like. But in this series, they cover the puck line pretty much every time, I think. It's not the series. Here it is. Detroit, last 9 games, the underdog has covered the puck line. All right. Avalanche did take the steam here at 190 now. Here, moving up to 200 or so. Doesn't feel real comfortable. Red Wings aren't playing that good, but I'm going to try them here on the puck line at plus a goal and a half in this one. Avalanche has won 11 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams right here. So maybe they'll keep it going. Maybe they'll beat them up here, but I'm going to take the Red Wings just based on the price, I think they're minus $1.15 here on the puck line. Let me see here. I do want to get the accurate line here on the puck line if I can. If I can't do it quickly enough here, we got. We have that goal here right now by Bayern Munich to take a 3-1 lead here against Hoffenheim right now. All right, let me take a look here real quick at this one with the Red Wings price. It is, oh gosh, minus $1.55. Oh, that's not gonna. I don't. I like the Avalanche now. I didn't know it was going to be $1.55. Avalanche are plus $1.30. Okay, let me just. I better not go anything. I'm just gonna skip the. I'm gonna skip the side here. It feels like in this one. Gosh, I don't want to flip flop in this game, but I think I might. Who do I have listed in goal on the screen here? Talbot. Talbot's questionable tonight. Okay, Husso is in, right? Okay, let me update this here. I think Husso's in. There we go. Having a little bit of fluid action here real quick on this one. That might change things a little bit. Okay, Husso likely here. He was the first one off. Husso hasn't won yet this season, so I'm gonna flip flop here. Give me the Abs tonight, man. I'll take the Avalanche on the puck line at plus $1.30 or so. I know that seemed kind of flaky, but just seeing that here right now. Husso was in the starters crease. I'm gonna take the Avalanche. Sorry about that, gang. Here, Avalanche took the steam, so don't laugh at me. Okay. Oh, wow. And now Hoffenheim just scored. Oh, my gosh. I'm seeing goals left and right here right now. How about that? All right. Next up, got to finish this off here. We got the Maple Leafs taking on the Penguins here. You got the Leafs on the road at $1.65. Total 6.5 here now. We did say the widely reported steam did come in on the under here in this game. No, it's 6 over for the most part everywhere, but it is 6 over, not 6 under. There we go. Let's update that here. And maybe it's probably still $1.60 or so in this one. This series has been an under series. These two teams are more frequent opponents for sure. 4 out of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. And I was hoping that maybe it would be 6.5, but I don't know if it is here right now after that steam kind of came in. There were 6.5 unders at a lot of places. I'm going to take the under here as my play between the Leafs and Pittsburgh. You look at these two teams, and they've gone under at the earlier meeting 4-2. There it is 6, but still for Toronto 6-12-2 to the under as a favorite this season. And 2-7-1 to the under in their last 10. They tend to go over on the road, but I'm going to go under here with the Leafs and the Penguins here in this one. I think we saw there. Let me see here. No goalies confirmed yet here, but it could be Woll and Yari. Just give it one little refresh here and see, because they're starting to trickle in here right now. Nope, that one's just fine. Let's just stick with it right here. And I'm going to go with the under in Toronto and Pittsburgh. All right. No picks from you guys here. We got no consensus picks here. Just me making picks. Capitals and Canadians in this one. You got the Caps on the road. $1.50 over my Habs here. Caps 18-6-2. Montreal 10-13-3. You got Logan Thompson and Sam in there for sure. These goalies are confirmed here tonight. For Thompson, a 2.52 ERA. He's 10-1-2 this season. 10 wins, 1 loss, and 2 points earned. I'm going to take the Capitals. This one seems too easy for me here at $1.50 or so. Maybe it should be kind of a premium, but still kind of a high price. So let me just take the Capitals here in this one. We know that, Obi's been out now for a couple of weeks with that leg problem. So I'll take Logan Thompson here in this one with 1 loss all season. Montreal has won 2 straight games here, unbelievably. They beat Nashville 3-0. They beat the Islanders 2-1. Washington's off that 3-1 win last night against Toronto, remember. We did have the under. We had the under. I had the under in that game on the show. I tried the Leafs yesterday, but they did not get it done as a premium play. But I had the under in that game as a winner here on the show. So give me the Capitals here on the road in this one. All right. Philly Eagle Flyer maybe going with the Capitals there. The Wild are taking on the Kings here in this one. You got the Kings $1.50. Like I said, they took the steam here. In fact, I'm showing $1.60 now at a few spots. The Kings got to update that at least. Kings are up to at least $1.55, if not $1.60 here. And the total, 5.5 flat. Could be even juiced to the under here a little bit in this matchup. Got Minnesota 18-4-4. They're on a long winning streak right now. The Kings, they're on a 4-game winning streak right now. They beat Dallas, beat Ottawa, beat Anaheim, beat Winnipeg as part of this 4-game winning streak. A pretty notable favorite here right now for the Kings in this one. So, man, Bayern Munich just scored now 4-2. Fireworks here in this one. The game just about over here in the extra time right now. So, all right, you got to have Fleury in here for sure for the Wild. He will start the game tonight. Fleury comes in 5-0-1 with a 3.15 goals against average here. Like I said, the Kings did take that steam here, but man, I don't know if I could pass up this price on Minnesota here right now. But the Kings have been so solid at home here at this point. Man, Minnesota, they are an under team, but they go over on the road. This one's going to be close to the best, man. Give me the under here with Minnesota and the Kings tonight. I'll try the under here. Minnesota's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games. Overall, the Kings are 4-9-1 to the under as a favorite. So I'll try the under here. All right, we're going to do one more here in just a moment, but how about a little college basketball steam? The show, I hope, is almost over at this point. Got a game starting here in 10 minutes in college basketball. I'll talk to you about it here in a minute. Grambling and Pepperdine. We're seeing steam to the over here with Grambling on the road in Malibu, getting paid tonight a little bit, I would guess, against Pepperdine here. Over 138.5 is that steam. It was 138, but call it 139 right now at least, with Grambling and Pepperdine steam to the over here. Also in hockey, we saw steam on Nashville just moments ago. Like I said, Ottawa was minus $1.30, but they're going to be down to $1.20 here. Nashville, maybe even money. They were plus $1.15, plus $1.10. They might be down to even money here right now. Also, college basketball steam. Butler and Houston in a nice game today. Game number 688 689, 689, 690 here with Butler and Houston. We're seeing the steam come into the over here. It was 134, but it's 135.5 now with Butler and Houston. Steam to the over. Houston also got steamed in that game at minus 17. All right, let's get one more, I think, out to you here. Yeah, I think we do have one more. Georgia Tech and North Carolina. We already talked about that North Carolina steam that came in to take it from 16 to 17. Now we're seeing steam to the under here. It was 163.5, but probably 162.5 right now. Georgia Tech and North Carolina steam to the under. Last game in hockey coming in right now. It is the Blues here taking on the Oilers. Big favorite here. The Oilers 280 or so in this one. I'm going to take the Blues here on the puck line. St. Louis has covered the puck line, and they've been a dog in a lot of these. St. Louis has covered the puck line 8 of the last 9 trips here into Edmonton. That might be just good enough for me here at this price. You're going to get the Blues plus 1.5 at minus $1.20 or so, with a pretty strong trend behind them. I'm going to try the Blues in this one. They've won their last 2 games here right now at Winnipeg, at Calgary. I'm going to try them one more time here against Edmonton. We are seeing steam right now in hockey on the Winnipeg Jets. It looks like they're going to go to $2 in that game against Chicago. Steam on the Jets against the Blackhawks. Big favorite already. They're going to be even bigger favorites here right now. So, all right, Blues and the Oilers. I think we're done with this one, but I will say the Blues are 8-12-3 to the under as a dog this season. The total here right now for that game is at 6 over 25. Starting to see some 6.5s there right now, but I don't know if it's going to go over tonight. Give me the Blues on the puck line. That's the hockey. All right, at least the Eagle Flyer had some hockey plays here. Blues money line, first period over 1.5. Both teams to score. All right, let's go to college basketball. Probably just going to rattle these plays off. Give you all that steam already. So hopefully that'll get your day started. And I'll have some plays here. But coming up in just 5 minutes is the first game here with Kansas State taking on St. John's here in this one in the Big 12 Big 12, Big East game, I guess, here. Quickly here, a little steam to get us started here on the college basketball. I know we've been rolling this college basketball, but Weber State and North Dakota, this one getting steamed to the over here right now at 143. It's going to be up to 144. Tell you what, I'm going to give this out right now. These two teams have gone over quite a bit in this series, Weber State and North Dakota. I don't have a graphic for this one, but I am going to recommend the over here with Weber State and North Dakota. North Dakota's put up some pretty big numbers on these guys in the past. Weber State's actually a road favorite here right now, but I'm showing the steam coming in here on the over. And, I'm just going to give it out right now on the show rather than I'll bet it after the show at the worst number it feels like. But if you can get on it, I like this game. I'm going to go over here with Weber State and North Dakota, seeing a little bit of steam to the over, and I'm going to recommend taking the over here in this one with these two teams tonight at 144 or so, it feels like. Let me see if I have that great stat on this one. Well, I don't want to keep everybody waiting. We got so many people in here right now. So, all right, let me report to you a little bit more steam here in FCS football. Then we'll roll off these college plays and get on out of here. We got Illinois State and UC Davis. It's either going to be a good day or a bad day. I sent this one out at like under 50 on those free plays. It's getting massively steamed, more over steam in the FCS playoffs right now. Maybe my numbers were all screwed up all season long here. I thought we did okay. I thought we did pretty good, actually, FCS wise. Totals up to 54.5 or 55. I liked the under in the game with Illinois State and UCD. UCD is a runaway favorite there. They were a 7-point favorite. I think they're up to 11 or so right now. But this total was 50, and now it's up to like 55 here, 56 here at Bet Online with Illinois State and Davis today. Whatever. We'll see. I'll see you at the window on that one. I'll see you at the window. All right, let's get going here. College basketball. I got to get this done, man. All right, Kansas State and St. John's. We did report that widely reported steam did come in on the over here in this one. Look, I'm going to take Kansas State actually as my play plus 10 points. Now, Kansas State has not been very good on the road here, but getting 10. Let me get to the lines here. These are going to have more movement here. This total, 148 right now. That steam came in, like I said, on the over here in this one. But I'm going to go with Kansas State as my play. They don't play well on the road. It's a new season. They haven't been on the true road just yet. Give me Kansas State plus 10. This one starts in 2 minutes here right now. And I said that steam came in on the over. I'm not sure on the total here. I'll respect the steam. I'm not going to give it out. Give me Kansas State here, though, plus the points in this one. You guys can comment on this or any other games you might have. Thomas Lewis is on Kansas State. Next up is Rutgers taking on Ohio State here in this one. I think I already gave out my play, right? When I said that steam came in on the over. Look, it's all the way up here right now to 148. No, that's not right. Let me correct that. It's up to 154.5 here, 155 at some spots. I said I like the over here in this one, top of the hour with Rutgers and Ohio State. Might be down here to 5.5 a little bit in this one, but these two teams have played overs. I don't know if I mentioned it. Yeah, I did. 5 of the last 6 between the two teams here in Columbus have gone over. So give me the over here in this one. Next up, it's the Nasty Nate game of the week for sure here when Providence takes on Rhode Island. Rhode Island comes in undefeated. We've been rolling with Rhode Island a little bit. Trying to remember what Nate said, though, if he's in the chat about this game. Providence, as I know Providence does very, very well in this series. Let me see what that, or maybe he told us too, but Providence has won 11 of the last 13 meetings between the two teams and covered 4 out of the last 5 meetings here. They're still favored here in this one at -1.5. I don't want to get it wrong, whatever Nate said. Let me see if I can. I'd have to scroll back too far in that one. I don't want to be wrong here because I kind of want Providence. I know Rhode Island's on this undefeated winning streak right now. They're playing out of their minds, and Nate might have went with Rhode Island. Oh, boy. I'm trying to remember here now what he did. Oh, well, I better just stick with what I've got, and I'm taking Providence here in this one to win against Rhode Island and knock off their unbeaten streak here right now. Give me Providence here. Rhode Island undefeated. Providence still 6-3, and they are 5-1 straight up as a favorite, and they are favored here now by 1.5 or so. Call it 2, 2.5, and even 3 now at DraftKings. So that move is on Providence. Nebraska is taking on Michigan State. We talked about that widely reported steam that came in the game between Nebraska and Michigan State, driving it up to about, I think even 148. I think I said 147 and a half, but right now we're seeing it at 140, still 147 and a half. Some of the sharp books are still kind of low here at 146. That might concern some, but I think for me, I'm still going to end up here on the over. Nebraska so far here, let's see, is 4-3 to the over, but they did go over in each of their last two games, blowing out North Florida, and they beat South Dakota here as well. So I'm going over with Nebraska and Michigan State as my play. Syracuse is taking on Notre Dame. We heard the steam go off here on this one to the under, and look at that move. Man, I like this move, and I don't think I'm going to be sending it out here at all. But down to down to 144 and a half here, man. Yeah, we've seen a few overs from these teams for sure, but I think the move is probably right here. These teams are pretty heavy to the overs so far. Notre Dame's 5-1 to the over at home. Man, 144 and a half. Whew. Notre Dame's 5-1 to the over at home. Yeah, Syracuse here. They've kind of trended over here as well. They went over in that last game and that loss to Tennessee because they gave up 96 points, remember. So, Notre Dame at home, so strong here. Man, I'll take the under here. I'm worried, but I've got to try the under in this one with Syracuse and Notre Dame. All right, next up, Wisconsin taking on Marquette in a Wisconsin battle here in this one. These two teams have played some overs when facing one another, and it might be in the direction that I'm headed between these two. You got Marquette here favored by 7-ish.
It's good play.
And the total here at 150 right now. So like I said, this series has been an over series between these two teams. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two have gone over. Here you got top 10 teams here, it feels like, with Marquette. They're certainly in the top 5 right now. Wisconsin, they might be just outside of the top 10, but still, Wisconsin coming in here 8-1, Marquette 8-1. Wisconsin 7-2 to the over so far this season. 2-0 to the over as an underdog. I'll take the over here with Wisconsin and Marquette. Iowa and Michigan here right now, with Michigan favored in this one by 8. And the total here is 158 and a half in this one with Michigan. Here's a little steam right now, though, on a game noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Princeton and Furman. Pretty good game, too. I don't think it's even on ESPN Plus, so I didn't really touch it there. Leverkusen over St. Pauli, 2-1 final. Princeton and Furman over 146 is the steam here. It was 145. Now we're seeing it over here at 146. All right. Continue on here with Iowa and Michigan. Seen these two teams. This series has been kind of an over series between these two. You've got Michigan here coming in right now at 2-6 to the under so far this season, but I would think in the matchup here against Iowa, where we've seen some overs here big time in this Big Ten series between the teams. So I think I'm going to end up trying to go over here in this one with Iowa and Michigan. I know it's a pretty big number here right now, but does feel like I want to take the over here. I thought I had some numbers on this one. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. And, well, Iowa's kind of a long-term over on the road. This is only their second true road game, but I'll take the over here with Iowa and Michigan. All right. Thomas likes Iowa. Remember when we used to make picks here on the show? Now it's just me. Middle Tennessee and Belmont. We talked about this one already, right, gang? With that steam that came in on the over here from 153 up to 154 or so. Look, Belmont's had their way kind of in this series. Belmont 4-1 against the spread their last 5 against Middle Tennessee. They're favored here by 3. And let's see here. Yeah, they're favored by 3. Totals up to 155, 155 and a half or so. Give me Belmont as my play. I'm going to take Belmont here over Middle Tennessee, lay the 3. Next up, Washington State taking on Boise State in this one. We've already talked about the steam that came in on the over here. And, I'm sorry. Let me get this straight. We talked about the steam that came in on Washington State here. This one is Boise State's mostly the home team here. This one's being played not on campus, however. So, being played at the Idaho Central Arena. Still will be a Boise crowd here in this one. You got Boise favored by 8. This total, though, is way down here. Oh, man. Oh. I was going to go premium here, but I can't now. This total's down to 147 and a half. I'm going to go with it here. I'm going to give out the under here with Washington State and Boise State. 4 out of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. You got Washington State coming in 7-2. Boise State comes in at 6-2. So far, Washington State 0-3 to the under as an underdog. Boise's been an over team so far this season. They're 3-1 to the over at home, 5-2 to the over as a favorite. But I'm going to take the under here with Washington State and Boise State. Next up is Florida State taking on North Carolina State. You got North Carolina State here, favorite by 4 or so.
Final.
Yeah, 4. Let me make sure this line here. You got NC State, they're up to 5. And the total 147 and a half or so. So a little bit of a move here on NC State in the matchup against FSU. In this series, though, it's been mostly FSU for the most part. When these two teams have met, also it kind of trends over. 5 straight meetings have gone over. Florida State's won 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams. Now, things might be changing a little bit for these clubs here so far this season, given the fact that, Florida State here, let me get this straight, 7-2. They've won 3 out of their last 4, but NC State's on a losing streak right now. Some good competition. Lost to Texas, lost to BYU, lost to Purdue, but I'm going to take the Seminoles here plus the points in this one. Like I said, this series goes over. 5 straight between these two teams have gone over, but so far this season, these two teams have combined 4-12 to the under. So just give me Florida State here. I'll take the Seminoles in this one. Next up is Stanford and Cal, the big game basketball style. This is a ACC matchup. Cal 6-2, Stanford 7-2 coming in. Talked about that widely reported steam that did come in here on the under in this one between Stanford and Cal. You have Cal here, a 2.5 point favorite at this point. And the total here is at 148. So maybe just a trickle down, maybe just a point lower here right now after that steam came in on the under. So in this one for me with Stanford and Cal, I think I'll probably just end up here going under. I'm sorry, over here in this one. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I called it right. Under. I'm gonna chase that steam here. Under in this one with Stanford and Cal. Cash Kane liked Florida State, and that other one I'm going under Stanford and Cal. Okay, Butler and Houston here in this one. We got to wrap up this show, man. Thanks for spending 2.5 hours with me. Steam came in on Houston here in this one. You got right now Houston a favorite by 17.5 here right now, and the total is 135. The steam came in on the over, as I said, maybe even 135.5, 136 at Bet Online here currently. So we reported that steam on Houston and on the over here. Butler 7-1. Houston just 4-3 right now. Is Houston broken? They lost to my San Diego State Aztecs, remember, last time out, and they've also lost to Alabama. I'm not going to fault Houston here at this point, but you really think they're going to squash a Butler team right now? I got Butler in this one, plus 17. Butler's 3-0 as an underdog so far against the spread so far this season, so I got to take Butler here in this one. All right. Some steam just came in right now. You guys are talking a little Cleveland State, it looks like, in the chat. Well, I've got some steam on the Cleveland State game. We already reported that the steam came in on Wisconsin Green Bay, but now the steam's coming in on the over in that game with Wisconsin Green Bay and Cleveland State. And I tell you what, I like that move. I'm going to give that one out, actually. Let me go over with Cleveland State and Wisconsin Green Bay. I don't have a graphic for it, but I'm going to give it out right now at 147. This total's only gone higher. So give me the total over. Cleveland State, Wisconsin Green Bay. I got to play there right now on this steam. I already liked it over. Cleveland State and Wisconsin Green Bay has been an over series for sure. So give me the over here in this one with those two teams, Wisconsin, Green Bay, and Cleveland State. 7 of the last 8 meetings have gone over, including 4 out of the last 5 at Green Bay. So give me the over there in that one. Next up, USC taking on Washington. Here in Seattle, you have Washington a favorite by 4, total 140 or so here, with the widely reported steam did come in on USC. We mentioned just a few minutes ago, current line right now is 4 and 141 or so. So I already like USC here in this game. I'm probably going to end up taking them here as my play since we've missed out on a little bit of value, but I still like them here with this matchup. USC has defeated Washington in 5 straight meetings between the two teams and covered the spread here in Seattle in 5 of the last 6 trips. Washington's been just fine, no doubt about it. They've looked good, 6-2. USC's on a 3-game losing streak at 5-4. They lost to Oregon, lost to New Mexico, lost to St. Mary's. Meanwhile, Washington had their winning streak snapped, losing at UCLA by 11 points. They did cover the spread as a 12-point dog, but I'm going to take USC in this one. All right, here. Okay, we're almost done here, gang. St. Mary's taking on Utah in this one. I've got the Utes. I've got the Utes. I know I've been on St. Mary's a few times here on the show. Feels like we did pretty okay with St. Mary's. They come in 8-1. Utah on a 3-game winning streak here right now with wins here over Eastern Washington. They didn't cover though, 22.5, won by just 8. They crushed Mississippi Valley by 46, and they beat Utah Tech. So Utah's been getting the money so far this season. They are 6-1 against the spread so far, straight up and against the spread. Meanwhile, for St. Mary's, they're 8-1, but they are just 2-6 so far against the spread. Now they were favored by a bunch of also rans. Pretty much, they lost to ASU as their only loss of the season. I'm going to take Utah here and lay 3.5 points. I think it is right now. Yeah, maybe it's even down to 3 at a few places here. Give me the Utes in this one over St. Mary's. Next up is Kentucky and Gonzaga. It'll be the Cats and the Dogs here in this one in Seattle. This one's not on campus, but no doubt you still have Seattle here. Let me sneak a steam play here in real quick on another game. We'll talk about Gonzaga here. South Florida, Loyola Chicago. Game total here going under 147.5 is going to be 146.5 or so. Steam coming in, South Florida and Loyola of Chicago. All right. Gonzaga here in Seattle, pretty much at home in this one against the UK Wildcats. This is the big one of the night here with 2 top 10 teams in this one. You've got Gonzaga, 6.5 point favorite here. Total is at 167 or so in this one. But should be a pretty hot game here tonight with these two teams. So far, you got Gonzaga coming in 7-1, Kentucky coming in 7-1. Both teams doing well against the spread. Gonzaga 6-2, Kentucky 5-3. And you see that total there, 167. Gonzaga's 5-1 to the over at home. Some of that's in the kennel. I don't know if I have that totally broken down, but they are 6-2 to the over as a favorite so far. I've got the over in this one with Kentucky and Gonzaga here tonight. All right, you guys, we got one more game. The show is over. Colorado State taking on Colorado here in this one tonight. And this one, actually, I got this one kind of out of order on the time. The widely reported steam did come in on Colorado here. It was -2, but I think right now, let me see what it is here. What did I say it was going to be? 3? Oh, no. Okay, so the steam came in on Colorado State, but we're seeing right now this line is probably up to 3 or so right now. I don't know. I know Colorado's pretty popular here at this point, but I've got Colorado State in this one plus 3 points. Colorado State 5-3, Colorado 6-2 straight up, but Colorado State has won 2 straight and covered against LMU and TCU. Meanwhile, Colorado failed last time out as a 15-point favorite. Here, this one should be close. I'm going to take Colorado State in this one. One more steam play here. South Dakota and Northern Arizona. We're seeing this one going over here in this one with South Dakota and Northern Arizona. Steam to the over here. It was 158. It's now 159. That is going to do it for the morning steam show. Here's Gonzaga. Here's Kentucky. I just previewed 54 games on the show. We could not come to a consensus on one single game. We could not get a margin of 3 people in the chat. I know I was going fast, so I know it's hard. So I'm gonna cancel because we gotta get off the air. So just like last week, I really want to do the drawing here, and I just don't have the teams. Thomas said use the money line dice, but we're just don't have it here. We just don't have a consensus. The chat has. You guys are letting me down. I don't want to say it like that because I love having 70 of you in here right now, but just weren't able to come through. We don't have any agreement. 50 some odd games. We just don't have an agreement. We don't have 3 people in the chat agreeing on any one given game. So it's just too bad. All right. So, hey, catch me over at winnable.com. Get my best plays over there. Maybe I can help you guys out today. Doesn't sound like you guys got it going on, to be quite frank. So use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off all premium pick packages. I know it's hard. We're going fast and everything, but we got to get going, get over there to the games. We got a few minutes to go, and we'll be firing up another 10 games and those football games as well. Kansas State leads St. John's 16-15. We said take Kansas State plus those 10 points. Looking pretty good here so far. Join me over at winnable.com. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off all premium pick packages, including mine here on Saturday. Join me over there for just $20 a month. Hey, you guys all know I just saw Sean Perry's big play of the day. We always like to give that guy a hard time. He's on Georgia, though, today. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. That's the show. Join me tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Catch my plays on the UFC over at winnable.com as well. Get my plays for today over there. Also, join us tonight for the companion stream, 6 p.m. Eastern. And 3 p.m. Pacific time for UFC 310 from here in Las Vegas. It's going to do it for the morning steam. Better luck next time. Hopefully we'll get those consensus plays out to you, but just didn't have any agreements here today. So I'm going to put my $3 back in my pocket. We'll go at it again tomorrow. Man, I feel like we got to do it. I just don't have the play. We just don't have the plays. I wouldn't know who to put the bets on. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
I know.
There's a war going on in the books. Can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to